Now on KGW News at 11, bracing for another round of wind and rain, the potential weather impact of a second storm in as many weeks. Plus,
strength and celebration in the shadow of tragedy. How local Jewish communities are celebrating Hanukkah after Sunday's mass shooting.
And later, how two fishermen were found floating in the ocean after their boat went under off the Oregon coast. But we begin tonight with a look at the Sydney Opera House in Australia, lit up in some ways underneath there with a menorah to honor the victims of a mass shooting that officials now say was inspired by ISIS. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. According to Australian officials, at least 15 people were killed and more than 24 were hurt after two gunmen shot at a Bondi Beach Hanukkah celebration over the weekend. The victims include a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor who shielded his wife from the bullets. The country's prime minister says the shooters were a father and a son and that their attack was, quote, inspired by the Islamic State.
Radical perversion of Islam is absolutely a problem. It is something that has been identified globally as a problem as well. ISIS is created by an evil ideology that has been called out not just by the Australian government but globally as well.
More people likely would have died had it not been for one man's heroism disarming one of the gunmen. Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who owns a fruit shop, was shot in the shoulder by the other gunman and survived. The Prime Minister says the government will now consider stricter gun laws. Local Jewish communities gathered tonight to celebrate light and condemn the attack in Australia. Catherine Cook spent this second night of Hanukkah in Tigard, where safety and strength were top of mind.
The rabbi here said this night was about standing proudly as Jews to affirm their faith, resilience, and hope. And they did that amid an increased police presence that they were grateful for.
Tonight is not about fear, and it's not a night to hide.
A spirit of courage lit Universal Plaza in Tigard Monday night, night 2 of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. From fire artistry to tiny flames, those here felt something even stronger burning from within, a sense of resolve after Sunday's terrorist attack in Australia. 15 people were killed when two gunmen opened fire at a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach.
The tragedy happened in this exact setting, right? The outdoor public menorah lighting. And it's a reminder why we do this. To bring light into the darkness.
Rabbi Menachem Orenstein of the Tigard Chabad Jewish Center said he never considered scaling back this celebration.
And I was thinking, how can we get more people to join? How can we make this bigger and better?
The police department did provide extra security and something more, solidarity. Tigard Police Chief Jamie McDonald did the honors of lighting the serving candle.
As we celebrate Hanukkah, let us celebrate light and community and neighbors.
Many others who aren't Jewish joined in solidarity, including Tigard City Councilman Faraz Gadusi.
Regardless of what would have happened, we would have all been here to support. It is something that's very important to us here in the community to make sure everyone feels included and really build those bridges in order to connect us all together.
Those affirmations mean a lot to so many here.
It makes me happy. It warms my heart, and it really does bring a light to everything around.
A miracle light.
A miracle light that Rabbi Orenstein says burns brighter now than ever.
Even when things are tough and even when things are hard, we double down in good.
In Tigard, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Just into the newsroom, within the last hour, we learned a 9-year-old kidnapped in Multnomah County in a custodial interference case has been found safe in Central Oregon. Deputies in Deschutes County say 46-year-old Charity Carter led police on a 30-minute multi-agency chase with the child in her car, starting in Lapine. During that time, they say Carter hit at least 7 cars, including 5 that belonged to law enforcement. Deputies eventually used spike strips to stop the car on Highway 97 near Redmond. Carter was arrested on charges, including on other charges as well as custodial interference, though her relationship to the child isn't clear. The child will now be reunited with their custodial parent. And we're looking ahead now to a weather impact alert this week as we take a live look from our Veterans Home Skycam out in the Dalles. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri now. Joe, some stormy weather on the way.
Stormy weather, but we started the work week, Christine, with some very mild conditions. These are all record-breaking temperatures. Now, keep in mind, it's mid-December. We should be seeing daytime highs right around 47 degrees on average. We went well above it, feeling more like March, early March at least. Portland 61, Vancouver 62. Now, Salem tied a record, but still got it 60. Hillsborough was the warm spot at 63 degrees. Now, as we go into the next couple of days, we will have a weather impact alert. It's going to get pretty stormy late tomorrow night and into Wednesday. We've already been seeing just some saturated grounds here the last week, and that's going to continue. We've seen well over 5 inches of rain, getting close to 5.5 inches of rain for the month of December. We'll add to it over the next couple of days, especially late tomorrow into Thursday. And then we'll have this atmospheric river kind of moving into our area by Thursday. That's kind of the window when we'll be seeing the heaviest rain arrive from Thursday and into Friday. Tomorrow looks like this, very mild and mainly dry, a good portion of the day. We'll be seeing the rain and the wind return by the later part of the evening and into the overnight hours. We do have a flash watch or a flood watch that will be taking effect by the middle part of this week that stays in effect until the first part of the weekend. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
This is scary, scary for my kids. Like, are we going to be okay? Or are we going to be able to find another place?
Families in King County, Washington evacuated today after a levee holding the Green River failed. Tonight, a temporary fix is in place and people have been allowed to return home, but with the caveat that they're prepared if conditions worsen. Northwest Washington got the brunt of the previous storm that hit our region. Water was already high in areas when the levee failed today. At one point, an estimated 46,000 people in the areas south of Seattle were placed under evacuation orders. Now a short-term repair is stopping the flow of water from the levee.
We will come back after this event and do a more thorough long-term fix. And we'll probably be doing work on a number of facilities throughout the system after this event is over when the water's lower and we can assess what damage has been.
There are no reports of injuries from the levee break. We'll keep you updated, though, on any new developments. And we have activated our Northwest Response fundraiser to help our neighbors to the north with the damaging floods. You can donate by scanning the QR code that is on your screen right now. The money goes directly to the American Red Cross. You can also visit U.S. Bank branches in Washington and Oregon to make a donation in person. The link to donate is also at our website, kgw.com. New tonight, loved ones are remembering a man killed while working at a Southeast Portland convenience store last week. His death, a shock to many, and his killer is still on the run. Alma McCarty has the update.
He was absolutely incredible person.
On Southeast 139th,
He was out there in the community, always helping.
a memorial grows outside 3D's Market.
We can't wrap our heads around what's going on here.
Disbelief over the death of 33-year-old Santi Rai, shot last Tuesday while working here. Reka Koyala, a close family friend, learned the news the very next morning.
First thing I did is just rush to their home. I finally realized that it was real. It just scattered all of us. Since then, no one has fully slept.
She says this kind of tragedy is one her community, the Bhutanese community in Portland, hadn't experienced.
I don't know what Santi did to make him mad. All it takes is you, I don't know what goes through you, to just like pick up a gun and shoot someone.
Reka explains Santi, a refugee himself, worked hard to support his family, his elderly parents, his wife, and 2 children, with big dreams for his own business.
He was trying his best to learn everything that he could so that when he has his own, it's easier for him, right?
Expressions of sympathy and support cover the front of the store, still closed in the wake of the shooting, a crime yet to be solved by Portland police.
We also believe in karma, so we do have a faith that they are going to be behind the bar.
Officers say no one has been arrested or charged so far.
Any evidence out there, please share. We wanted them behind bars so that all the communities out here that have lived in fear would breathe again.
Because Santi was the breadwinner for his family, they've started up a GoFundMe to help with expenses like rent and utilities while they mourn the loss of their loved one. Christine.
Just heartbreaking. Alma McCarty reporting tonight. Thank you, Alma. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. Los Angeles police say Rob Reiner's son, Nick, is responsible for his parents' deaths. 32-year-old Nick Reiner was arrested and booked on suspicion of murder. The director and his wife were found dead at their Los Angeles home Sunday. Reiner directed critically acclaimed films like The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and Stand By Me, which was partly filmed in Oregon. Today, we heard from a former member of the Oregon Performing Arts Network who helped Reiner find the perfect shots for the movie.
It was just like talking to your best friend. He would ask me a couple of questions. I'd say, hey, try this angle over here. And then he would frame the shot, move around like this so he could frame the shot, take notes, and that's part of movie history. Is his note making became Stand By Me.
Rob Reiner was 78 years old. His wife, Michelle, who was a photographer, was 70. And the search continues for the unidentified gunman that killed 2 students and injured 9 others at Brown University in Rhode Island on Saturday. Today, investigators released new videos and photos showing a person of interest. Officials think it's the same person from videos they've already released to the public. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. A different person of interest was initially detained but then released. Brown University has canceled classes for the rest of the semester. Closer to home, Multnomah County's Board of Commissioners held a virtual town hall tonight on proposed updates to the county's sanctuary policies. County Chair Jessica Vega-Peterson and Commissioner Shannon Singleton say the board is looking to strengthen their sanctuary status to better support immigrants amid increased federal activity.
And this is our way of standing up and not only showing our values, but saying we are going to be responsive, we are going to be flexible, we are going to be as fast as possible in responding to what is happening.
Among the proposed changes, the board wants to make it clear that all county programs and services are accessible regardless of someone's immigration status. The board will take up a draft resolution at its Thursday meeting.